Good evening, everyone. Something a little different this evening. Decided that YouTube actually has the potential for doing a lot of neat things for my classroom, and one of them is explaining projects we have coming up. So I thought I'd take this time to explain the book report project we're doing for the end of the second trimester here. It's called a Bloom Ball project, and I must admit I can't take the credit on this one. This is a neat project one of my coworkers came up with and said, hey, would you guys like to try this? And I said, that sounds wonderful, but we're going to convert it to historical fiction, since that's what we've been studying and reading. So, what's a bloom ball? Well, the kids have already seen this. This is a bloom ball. It's about 13 pentagons put together to create what we call the bloom ball. Now, bloom has nothing to do with the fact it's kind of shaped like a really funky flower here, but actually has to do more with the thought process of the book report behind it. We're using something called Bloom's taxonomy, which essentially says here are levels that people learn at, and that as you progress in your learning, you hopefully are moving up each level. So what it does, it actually moves through the levels of Bloom's taxonomy as the kids prepare their book report. So it's kind of neat. It starts very simple, and it's going to work up to the complex. So to start with, your child should have a project sheet that looks something like this. It'll be called the Bloom Ball Project. And what the kids are going to do is they're going to work their way through this packet. Now, some of the packet is meant for doing at home. Some of it's meant for home for the rough draft, and then school will put the final into the computer. And some of them are for school as well. So what I had the kids do is they marked each one as H if it was something they could do at home, HS if it was something they could start at home but then needs to be typed up at school, or S if it's something we're going to do right in the classroom. And I tried to mix it up so that you're going to see what they're doing, and yet not all of it's going to be done at home either. So let's start with their first level, which is knowledge. What they're going to do is they're going to have a circle that's on the computer here at school. This is actually a school one they have to do. And what we have is this template for each one of these pieces is on the computer here at school. I'll give you a little better look at these. It's a rather large ball, as you can see. And the first pentagon, excuse me, did I say pyramid earlier? I meant pentagon. The first pentagon the kids are going to fill in starts at the knowledge level. And knowledge level says simply, here's something I can look up, transfer it right from here to here. It's very straightforward. There's no critical thinking involved. It's just point and click type learning. Here, I found something, now I'm going to put it in. So the first one they're going to put is the title and author of the book. Very straightforward. And they are going to need to type that in onto their first pentagon. And then that pentagon will print off, they'll cut out, and there's their first piece of their bloom ball. The second circle is still in the knowledge. And the second circle, they're going to use complete sentences, and I can't stress this enough because part of the grade is based on this. We're in 5th grade now. We need to use complete sentences to write 3 facts that we are going to learn about the author of the book they're reading. Now, that's a research one we're going to do in the classroom. We're actually going to be starting that here before February is over. They're going to take down their author's name. They're going to go online. We're going to look up their author and come up with 3 facts about their author and then write a complete sentence. And that, again, will go on one of the pentagons. And it proceeds from there. At the knowledge level, once they print off their pentagon, they're going to then lightly color it yellow. And what's neat is as they assemble this ball, it's going to have colors all over it that we're going to put on as we finish a piece. They're going to just lightly take a crayon, lightly color over it, and this ball should look really neat when they're done. They're really, really pop, I think. We're going to hang them in the classroom. The next level of Bloom's taxonomy is comprehension. So, for the next pentagon, they've moved up now in their the depth of knowledge they're going to need in order to answer this next question or do this next section. What they're going to do is choose two main characters from the story, not just any two, but the two main characters. They're going to use two physical characteristics and two personality traits, and those are going to be written in complete sentences. Now, what I've done for the kids is this, especially for the ones they can start at home, because this is the first one they can start at home, and then it needs to be ready to be typed at school. I made them up a sheet, a note-taking page. Looks just like this. It should be stapled to the page on the front there that had the whole list of the expectations. And you'll see right here it says circle 2, write sentences, 3 facts about your author. They can start doing that there. Then at the bottom you'll see I gave them room to start writing about their characters. And that is this third pentagon, the comprehension level. They're going to use 2 physical characteristics per character and 2 personality traits. So in all, they're going to have actually 8 different traits. They're going to have 4 for each one. A physical trait is something that describes what the character looks like, what they're physically able to do. A description of their, could be their looks, their size, it could be a smell if they're a smelly character. It could be their haircut if that's described. If it said they were an athletic person, that's a physical description, so that's a physical trait. Personality traits are a little harder because a personality trait, actually, that is more along the lines of, and it's, again, a little deeper thinking, what is this person like in their personality? What are they like as far as a description of their emotions or their feelings, or a description of how they treat other people? Anything in their interactions with their environment or with the people they are interacting with will be a personality trait. So they're going to have 2 physical and 2 personality traits per character and 2 characters. Next on the list is the application level. So again, we're really, as we move further into the project, the depth of knowledge is actually increasing every time. So as you look at it, you can say, yeah, we're going deeper into the story now. There's more thinking involved. You can't just get away with saying, here's what I see in the book. Now you're saying, here's what I learned from the book, here's what I am inferencing from the book, a really high level, or my opinion based on what I've read. At the application level, now what the kids are really doing is they're taking something they've read and they're saying, I can take that and transfer it into another way of displaying it. So let's say they describe a setting. Well, if the author did their job, I should be able to take that setting and I should be able to draw a picture of it, for example. And that's actually what they're being asked to do. And this one is going to be done at home. They're going to get a copy of a pentagon to actually decorate and color in based on, they can do a picture, a map, or a chart, but it has to represent the main setting from the book. So they have to take that setting that was described and take the elements the book described in words and turn it into a visual picture. So that's the application level. I'll be right back, sorry.